Bela was born in Iska, Austro-Hungary to Janos Kiss and Verena Verdiga. A tinsmith, Bela resided in Korinkota, then a town near Budapest which is now a neighborhood within the city itself since 1900. He was an amateur astrologer and allegedly founder of occult practices. Kiss was married twice and had two children, Arenka and Ilorka. In 1912, Kiss hired a housekeeper, Miss Junkerbeck, after Kiss's wife had reportedly abandoned him for a lover. Junkerbeck noticed that Kiss was corresponding with a number of women, typically through advertisements under the alias of Hoffman. He would then place them in ads in newspapers offering his services either as a marital agent or a fortune teller. Kiss was never very intimate or had intimate terms with his neighbors, though he was very well liked in the community. He told town police who questioned him about the drums that he filled them with gasoline in order to prepare for rationing in the oncoming war. And the war did come. When World War I began in 1914, he was conscripted and left his house in the care of Miss Junkerbeck. Let's jump back a bit. So in 1912, Kiss married a woman 15 years his junior named Marie, but shortly she began an affair with a young artist named Borinki. These two lovers became possibly Kiss's first victims when they disappeared that year. Kiss tried to explain the disappearance by claiming that Marie had run off with Borinki to America, but in reality he had strangled them both to death. After the murders of Borinki and Marie, Kiss continued to correspond with lonely women, but this time after defrauding them for their money, he would then lure them to his house so he could strangle them to death with rope or his bare hands. Like few serial killers, Kiss sought to preserve the bodies of his victims. Specifically, he would pickle his victims' bodies in large steel drums filled with wood alcohol or methanol. He would also drain the blood from their necks of his victims, earning him the moniker of the Vampire of Korinkota. In July 1916, Budapest police received a call from Kiss's landlord, who found 7 large metal drums in the backyard. The town's constable remembered Kiss's stockpile of gasoline, and of course the landlord, seeing that the war effort was going badly for Austria-Hungary, wanted to lend them to the needy soldiers who needed them. Upon attempting to open the drums, a suspicious odor was noted. Hala Saga, the smell of death. The Detective Chief Karl Nagy headed an investigation and opened one of the drums against the protests of Miss Junkerbeck. Then they discovered the bodies of the strangled women. The other drums yield similar gruesome content. A search of Kiss's house resulted in a total of 24 bodies. Nagy informed the military at once that they should arrest Kiss immediately, but there were 3 problems: if he was still alive, if there was a possibility that he was a prisoner of war, and the name Kiss was actually unfortunately a very common. Nagy quickly informed the military that they should arrest Kiss immediately, but there were 3 major problems. 1. If he was still alive. 2. If there was a possibility that he was a prisoner of war. Or 3. The name unfortunately was very common at the time. Nagy also arrested Miss Junkerbeck and asked the postal service to hold any possible letters to Kiss, in case he had an accomplice that would warn him. Junkerbeck assured the police that she knew absolutely nothing about the murders. She showed them a secret room. Miss Junkerbeck assured the police that she knew absolutely nothing about the murders. She even showed them a secret and locked room that Kiss never told her to enter ever. From the letters, Nagy discerned several things. 1. The oldest of the letters were from 1903, possibly starting his serial killing actions. 2. It became clear that Kiss was defrauding the women, especially using middle-aged women who had been looking for marriage. 3. He had placed ads in marriage columns for several newspapers. 5. Police also found all court records that indicated that 2 of his victims had initiated court proceedings because he had taken their money from them, of course defrauding them. And 6. Both women had disappeared, and the cases had been dismissed. Number 5. Police also found all court records that indicated that 2 of his victims had initiated court proceedings because he had taken their money from them, of course defrauding them. And 6. Both women had disappeared, and the cases had been dismissed. Each woman that came into the house was strangled. Kiss then pickled their corpses in alcohol and sealed them upright in the metal drums. Police also found that the bodies had puncture marks on their necks, and that their bodies were drained of blood, and this led them to believe that Kiss was some sort of vampire. On the 4th of October 1916, Nagy received a letter that stated that Kiss was recuperating in a Serbian hospital. However, Nagy arrived to the hospital too late, as Kiss somehow knew that he was going to be captured. Kiss had fled and substituted the dead body of another soldier in his bed. Nagy alerted all Hungarian police, do not let a Bela Kiss escape the Hungarian border. However, all the sightings police could have checked were wrong. Bela Kiss was actually a very famous name in Austria-Hungary at the time, and who knows, they could have probably let the right Bela Kiss escape. On several later occasions and later on in life, speculation arose that Kiss had perhaps faked his death by exchanging identities with a dead soldier named Makary during the war. He was reportedly cited numerous times in the following years. Various rumors emanated about his actual fate and actual face, including that he had been imprisoned for burglary in Romania or he had died of the yellow fever in Turkey. In the 1920s, a soldier in the French Foreign Legion reported of another legionnaire named Hoffman, the alias that Kiss would use for some of his letters, who had boasted about how good he was using a garrote. A garrote is basically a piece of string, a catch-all term for a strangulation tool with a tin string attached to either a wooden or metal hand grip, and who would fit Kiss's description of Hoffman perfectly. But this Hoffman deserted before the police could reach him. Could he have been the right Kiss? Who knows? The last known sighting occurred in New York City in 1932. In 1932, homicide detective Henry Oswald was certain he had seen Kiss coming out of the New York City subway at Times Square in Manhattan. There was also rumors that Kiss was living in the city and working as a janitor, but these cannot be verified. When the police went to interview the janitor, he had already left. Kiss's eventual fate and exact numbers of victims still remains unknown to this very day. And there you go, the history of Bela Kiss, the Hungarian vampire, or the Korinkota vampire. And yeah, if you're watching this at night, he could be behind you right now, choking you. But I don't know, I just try to be like Rob Dyke for a minute. Try to be very creepy, but still very entertaining. I don't know how he does it, but kudos to you, man. I don't know how people watch those videos, but kudos to you. I watch them sometimes, but I'm a little sissy boy, so I can't really watch them all the time. But yeah, pretty good. Bela Kiss, the Korinkota vampire. He could even be behind you right now. Who knows? He was never found, or they never even found the exact number of women or even men he had killed. But one thing's for certain, war brings out the worst in us, but sometimes human nature is just the worst. Anyway, hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something. And I don't know if you utter his name 3 times or something and something happens, but just get a circle of salt, probably, be ready to fight off yourself from strangulation, and yeah, have a good time. Enjoy the creepy, kind of weird videos. I might do, maybe not all about serial killers, but like some dark and disturbing stuff like Uns Junge and his Storm of Seal, where he would look at the dead bodies of the soldiers. But anyway, I gotta go, probably record something else, probably a Polish guy or Czech guy, but who knows what the next video would be. But oh shit, I was gonna do some choking gag at the end, but who knows, it could have actually been something serious, and I didn't upload for 2 days, and the police comes to my house asking if I've been strangled to death. So you know what, just let's leave it at that. And yeah, hope you learned something. Probably for the next serial killer one, I'll probably go all out, but for now I'm gonna go because the dog is barking, as you can tell. But we reached the end, so it doesn't really matter. So hope you enjoyed, and hope you learned something about one of the creepiest men that just disappeared from out of nowhere. Bela. Not gonna say his name 3 times, even though I said his name numerous times during the script. I'm very religious. I don't want to conjure up demons, man. So I'm gonna just leave it there. Hope you learned something. Enjoy.